My girlfriend sneered. "You work a 9 to 5, you can't afford my lifestyle." I replied, "You're right." Then I let the lease expire on our luxury apartment and moved into my own place. Her calls from her mother's couch are relentless. I, 31 male, heard those words 2 months ago at a dinner party. My girlfriend Cassandra, 29, had been drinking wine with her influencer friends, talking about their next trip to some exclusive resort. When one of them asked if I was coming, Cassandra literally laughed. "Please," she said, loud enough for everyone to hear. "He works a 9 to 5, he can't afford my lifestyle." Everyone went quiet. I was sitting right there, having just paid for the $400 dinner tab. See, Cassandra and I had been together for 3 years. She's a lifestyle blogger with 15K followers who posts about luxury living, fashion hauls, and fancy restaurants. Her actual income from this? Maybe $600 a month from sporadic sponsorships. Meanwhile, I'm a data analyst making $85 a year. Not rich, but comfortable. The thing is, I'd been subsidizing her lifestyle the entire relationship. Our apartment, a 3,200-month high-rise with doorman and rooftop pool. My name on the lease, my credit check, my deposits. She transferred me $400 monthly as her half. She decided that amount. Her designer clothes, bought with the credit card I gave her for emergencies, that somehow became everyday use. Those restaurant posts? Guess who paid, so she could take aesthetic photos of food she barely touched. But hearing her diminish me to her friends while I literally funded her fantasy, that was it. "You're absolutely right," I said calmly, standing up. "I can't afford your lifestyle." She laughed nervously. "Babe, I'm just joking around." "No, you're not," I said. "And that's okay, but you should probably know the lease expires in 8 weeks. Her face went pale. "What do you mean?" "I mean, I won't be renewing it. You should probably start looking for a place you can afford on your own." Dead silence at the table. Her friend Bianca whispered, "Oh shit." Cassandra tried to play it off, but I could see the panic. She knew exactly what this meant. When we got home, she tried damage control. Said I was being dramatic, that I misunderstood, that she was just playing a character for her brand. I just nodded and said okay. Then went to bed in the guest room. The next day I started apartment hunting. Found a nice 1-bedroom in a normal building. $1,400 a month, no doorman, no rooftop pool, but clean and mine. Put down the deposit immediately. Cassandra spent the next few weeks alternating between love-bombing me and pretending nothing was wrong. She'd post Instagram stories of our apartment with captions like, "Blessed to live here, pa," while barely speaking to me. She hadn't looked for a single apartment. 3 weeks before the lease ended, I started packing. She finally realized I was serious. "Where am I supposed to go?" she demanded. "Wherever you can afford," I said, taping up another box. "This is financial abuse," she screamed. "You're trying to control me." "Cassandra, I'm literally removing myself from your life. That's the opposite of control." 2 weeks before the lease ended, she hadn't packed a single thing. I scheduled movers for my stuff only, canceled the credit card I'd given her, set up mail forwarding. She was at a brand event, translation, drinking free champagne at a store opening, when the movers came. She came home to a half-empty apartment. My desk, gone. My TV, gone. My coffee maker, gone. The furniture I'd bought, gone. All that remained was her ring light, her clothes, and the IKEA dresser she'd brought when she moved in. The meltdown was epic. 82 texts in 3 hours. Instagram stories about going through it and fake people. But here's the thing, she still hadn't found an apartment. Last day of the lease, I did the final walkthrough with property management, returned the keys, and got my security deposit. Cassandra was there, still in denial, begging the property manager to let her stay. He explained she wasn't on the lease and without me, she didn't qualify financially. The monthly rent was literally triple her provable income. She ended up moving back with her mother in the suburbs, 45 minutes from downtown. Her mom's house, a normal, middle-class home with no aesthetic appeal for Instagram. That was 5 weeks ago. Now? The calls are relentless. Update 1. The entitlement has reached astronomical levels. First, let me address the living situation. Yes, she's at her mom's house. Her childhood bedroom, the one with the butterfly wallpaper she's desperately trying to hide in photos. She's been creative with angles, using her ring light to make it look like a minimalist aesthetic, But her followers aren't stupid. The engagement on her posts has plummeted. The first week after move-out, she tried the guilt angle, called me crying about how I abandoned her, how we were building something together, how I owed her after 3 years. I reminded her that she literally told a room full of people I couldn't afford her lifestyle. She hung up. Then came the financial desperation. Remember that credit card I canceled? Turns out she had several subscriptions on it. Her gym membership, $200 a month for the luxury one with the spa, her beauty box subscriptions on $50 a month, her cloud storage for photos, $50 a month, Adobe Creative Suite, $60 a month, all declined. She had to cancel everything. She texted, "You're ruining my business. I need those tools." I replied, "Your business should be able to pay for its own tools." Radio silence. But the real entertainment started when she tried to maintain her lifestyle from her mom's house. She convinced some poor dude from a dating app to take her to a high-end steakhouse. Posted stories of the wine, the appetizers, the whole show. Then the guy apparently saw her get into her 2012 Honda Civic, her actual car, not the Mercedes she used to photograph with in our building's garage, and never called her again. Her mom, Gloria, called me last week. This woman had the nerve to say I was being cruel to her baby. Gloria, she's depressed, she won't eat, you destroyed her confidence. Me, Gloria, she told people I was too poor for her while I paid for everything. I just agreed with her assessment. You know that's not what she meant. What did she mean then? She was just maintaining her image. And now she can maintain it from your house. You're heartless, after everything she did for you. What exactly did she do for me? Silence. Then, she made you look good. A beautiful girl like her with someone like you. I actually laughed. Someone like me? You mean someone with a job and credit score? She hung up. Then Cassandra escalated. She started telling people I was abusive, that I'd kicked her out with no warning, that I'd stolen her belongings. The belongings in question? The furniture I bought, the TV I bought, the coffee maker I bought. She actually filed a police report for theft. The officer who called me sounded tired. I emailed him receipts for everything, all in my name, all my credit card. He called back, "Sir, there's no theft here. This is a civil matter at best, but honestly, she has no case." The best part? She tried to restart her lifestyle content from her mom's house. Posted a day in my life video. You could hear her mom's soap opera in the background, someone's dog barking. The suburban reality she tried so hard to escape. Comments were brutal. "Girl, what happened to the penthouse? Is that your mom's kitchen?" The fall off is real. She deleted the video within hours. Yesterday she sent me a Venmo request for $3,200. Description: "My half of last month's rent you owe me since I had to leave early." The delusion, the absolute delusion. I declined it with a note: "You never paid half the rent. Your contribution was $400. She immediately requested $400. I declined that too. Update 2. It's been 2.5 months since I told Cassandra I couldn't afford her lifestyle. The karma is so beautiful I almost feel bad. Almost. So after the Venmo incident, she went nuclear on TikTok. Made this whole series about leaving a toxic relationship and starting fresh. The problem? People have receipts. Someone found her old posts where she bragged about her investment banker boyfriend. I work in data analysis at a bank, but okay, and how he spoils her rotten. The comments destroyed her. So toxic he paid for everything? Starting fresh at your mom's house at 29? This the same man you called too poor for you? She dirty deleted everything. But then came the masterpiece of entitlement. She created a business proposal and sent it to me. Actual PDF. Professional template and everything. The proposal? I would invest $10,000 in her lifestyle brand in exchange for 10% of future earnings. She included projections showing she'd make $500 within 2 years. Her current monthly earnings per her own documentation, $600. I forwarded it to my buddy who works in venture capital. His response? Is this satire? When I didn't respond to her proposal, she escalated. She got her friend Bianca to text me, then Bianca's boyfriend. Then some random influencer I'd never heard of who said I was sabotaging a fellow creative. They all had the same message. I was being petty. I should be the bigger person and help her get back on her feet. I asked each of them the same question. So you're going to invest in her business then? Crickets from everyone. The best part happened last week. I was at a coffee shop downtown, the one I always went to. Cassandra walked in with some guy. Older, expensive suit, wedding ring tan line fresh on his finger. She was in full performance mode, laughing too loud, touching his arm, doing that hair flip thing. She saw me and her whole demeanor changed. Dragged the guy over. "Oh my God, hi," she said, fake sweet. "This is Richard. Richard, this is my ex who I told you about." Richard looked uncomfortable, extended his hand. "Nice to meet you." "Richard is a partner at a law firm," she said pointedly. "He actually appreciates ambitious women." "That's great," I said, turning back to my laptop. "We're looking at apartments actually," she continued, "in that new luxury building on 5th. I said, not looking up. She stood there for another awkward moment before Richard tugged her away. They sat across the coffee shop. I watched her perform for him, taking selfies, giggling, the whole show. Richard looked at his phone the entire time, clearly texting someone. Wife probably. 20 minutes later, Richard left. Alone. Cassandra sat there for another 5 minutes, then came back over. "That was really rude," she hissed. "What was? You could have played along, helped me out." "Helped you? Catfish a married man? He's separated. His wedding ring tan line says otherwise." She glared at me. "You know what? This is exactly why I said what I said. You have no ambition, no vision. You're just a boring 9-to-5 guy who'll never understand what it takes to build something." "Cassandra," I said calmly, "I built my entire life, by myself, with my boring 9-to-5. You're 29, living with your mother, trying to scam married men at coffee shops. Which one of us lacks vision?" She actually threw her latte at me. Missed. Hit some poor college kid's backpack. The barista kicked her out. Banned her. That was my favorite coffee shop, and she can't go back. Her mom called again that night, this time crying. Apparently Cassandra had a breakdown and told her family I was stalking her at coffee shops. I sent Gloria the security footage I requested from the manager. He was super cool about it. Shows Cassandra approaching me, not the other way around. Shows her throwing the drink. Gloria's response? "You provoked her. By existing in public? You know what you did. Gloria, I'm gonna block your number now. Please tell Cassandra that any further contact will result in a restraining order. The coffee shop incident is documented." Then 2 days ago, the final blow to her lifestyle brand happened. One of those drama channels on YouTube did a deep dive on her. Someone had been screenshotting everything. Her old posts, the dinner party story, one of her friends leaked it, her TikToks, even found my original Reddit post somehow. The video was called "The Fake Lifestyle Influencer Who Lost Everything." 2.3 million views in 48 hours. Her Instagram went private immediately. Then deleted. Her TikTok? Gone. Her lifestyle blog website now redirects to nothing. She texted me from a new number yesterday. "I hope you're happy. You destroyed my life." I responded, "You destroyed your own life. I just stopped financing it." Then I blocked that number too. Final update. It's been 4 months since the dinner party. This will be my last update because there's literally nothing left to update about. Cassandra's story has reached its natural conclusion. After the YouTube video went viral, she tried one last reinvention. Started a new Instagram as a mental health advocate, talking about surviving narcissistic abuse and rebuilding after trauma. Posted motivational quotes over sunset photos taken in her mom's backyard. Got about 200 followers, mostly bots. But the internet doesn't forget. Someone linked the YouTube expose in her comments. Her new followers Googled her. The account lasted exactly 9 days before she deleted it. According to a mutual acquaintance who still talks to Bianca, Cassandra got a job, a real one. Data entry at a dental office, $18 an hour. She has to be there at 8 a.m. every day. The irony of her doing data entry while calling my data analyst job boring isn't lost on me. Apparently, she lasted 3 weeks before having a meltdown about the toxic work environment. They asked her to stop taking selfies at her desk. She's now working at a department store. In the returns section, the girl who used to post about luxury hauls now processes other people's returns 8 hours a day. Her mom, Gloria, reached out through Facebook. I'd forgotten to block her there, with one final attempt. She wanted me to know that Cassandra was getting help, and maybe we could work things out when she's better. I responded, Gloria, your daughter needs to learn that actions have consequences. I wish her well, but I will never be an option for her again. Please don't contact me. She replied, you're going to regret this when she becomes successful. I didn't respond. Blocked. The funniest part? I ran into Richard, coffee shop guy, at a networking event last week. Turns out he knows my company's legal team. We chatted briefly. He mentioned a crazy girl who wouldn't stop DMing him after one coffee date, talking about moving in together in luxury apartments. Had to block her on everything. His wife saw the messages and wasn't pleased. Dodged a bullet there, he said. You have no idea, I replied. As for me, life is peaceful. My apartment is small, but mine. I cook my own meals instead of paying for overpriced restaurants where she'd photograph food she didn't eat. I'm saving money. Actually, went on a vacation last month. Nothing fancy, just hiking and camping with friends. Posted 0 photos about it. It was perfect. Started dating someone new, Heather. She's a teacher, drives a Toyota, and insisted on splitting our first dinner bill. When I offered to pay, she said, I have a job, I can afford my own pasta. I might be falling in love. The last I heard from Cassandra was through the retail grapevine. Apparently she had to move to an even smaller room at her mom's house because Gloria converted her bedroom into a craft room, tired of her daughter's temporary stay extending indefinitely. She's sleeping in what used to be Gloria's home office. 8 feet by 10 feet. No windows. From a luxury high-rise with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city to a windowless room in her mom's house. From influencer to retail returns. From he can't afford my lifestyle to would you like to apply for our store credit card? The best revenge really is just letting someone face the reality of who they are without you propping them up. Cassandra wanted a lifestyle. She got exactly what she could afford on her own. And me? The boring 9-to-5 guy? I'm doing just fine. Better than fine, actually. Turns out I could afford my lifestyle all along. Just not hers. Edit, since someone asked, yes, I kept all the documentation about the coffee shop incident and the harassment. Never needed to use it for a restraining order, but I have it if she ever tries to start anything again. Also, to the people saying I was too harsh, she literally threw a drink at me in public. That's assault. I could have pressed charges and didn't. I think I was more than fair.